on the Kevin Collins Show. Turk Furniture studio line is 815-254-7300. Joining me on that line, Mayoress Wendy Strite from Lockport. I didn't know that was it's not an official title, but I guess that's what the wives or significant others of mayors is called. Have you ever been called the mayoress before, Wendy?
I have not. I've been called a lot of other things. That one's really nice. So
supposedly that's it's like the unofficial title for. I always called them the first ladies of the town, but I guess
I've been called that many times.
I guess officially a mayoress is what you are. So I want to talk with you about a really, really great idea that I saw that you guys are doing. I'm just basically calling it the ducks. Tell me about the ducks that are popping up around town. And I'm not talking about the ducks that fly. These are like sculpted ducks that are popping up around Lockport. And tell me what this is all about.
Okay, so we do have real ducks, but we also have these 36-inch fiberglass ducks. And it is a whole campaign this summer to kind of embrace two things. One is that we really wanted to help keep our businesses afloat. So that's kind of our tagline. After the hard year that many of these businesses have suffered. So, but the other side of this is we wanted it to be something that was positive and fun, and no matter what happened, it could happen. So everything is outside. It's, it's all safe no matter what happens, and you can do whatever you feel comfortable doing. But there are 22 different businesses, 22 different sites that have 22 unique artists that the Illinois State Museum actually helped curate the list of artists. So we raised over almost $100,000 from local businesses. They put back to work not only artists, which an artist was paid to do the project, but then they paid for the duck so that the duck could go out in front of the business. And then when you want to find the ducks, every business has a passport, and the passports are really beautiful. They look like a traditional passport, and they are loaded with unique Lockport businesses. So not the chain restaurants. It's just our local business owners, and it's broken up into categories. So the front half of it is you can find out all the fabulous things that we have here to do in Lockport. And then the back section, there's a map of all the locations of the ducks. And then there's also a traditional stamp area where if you go visit a duck, you can also get a stamp for your passport that you visited. And when you show up there, you also get a rubber duck. So no purchase necessary. The whole goal is to get people out there and have some fun, get them aware of our businesses that we have. And there's a QR code that you scan near the duck by the business. And the QR code will take you to a coupon for that business or a nearby business so that you can support them if you're able to do so.
Wendy, this is a great. I mean, it reminds me obviously a little bit about the cows in Chicago many, many decades ago. But this is a lot of work to put this together. Who originally came up with this concept? And was there a committee that did this? How did this get going? And you guys had been working on this for a while, I imagine.
We've been working on this for several months. It was one of those things where my husband and I, the whole family, all of us were all kind of cooped up inside, losing our minds at some point. And we were thinking about, what do we do when we come out of the end of this? What will the summer look like? What do we have to look forward to? So we personally, the mayor and I, started working on it together. And then we presented it to our Summer Art Series committee. And our committee is responsible for making sure there are all kinds of wonderful free events for people to attend all summer long. And they helped support it. And on that committee is, of course, the Illinois State Museum, which is, we're so lucky to have them. And we were able to, between mayor, myself, and our city administrator, we reached out to as many businesses possibly could that would possibly support another business. and so many people came through. It was really, really fun to see it all laid out in front of us, and this huge project that we had been working on for months to come to fruition. And see people, I literally already at a couple places we ran out of, everybody was given 100 ducks, 100 passports, and their stuff was all gone by the end of the weekend. So we had to replenish. So,
if you go to lockportducks.com, you can see, on what these ducks look like. I mean, these artists did an unbelievable job on these things. What at the end of the summer, when it's all done, what's going to happen to the ducks?
Well, our hope is to auction them off. So that will be in September, and hopefully the goal is to have it out on the public landing. In the past, we raffled off like Adirondack chairs that our artists did. So this time, these ducks, they were always meant to go out into somebody's yard, or they actually were molded in such a way that you can sit on them. So it is a piece of art that we do encourage people to interact with. And obviously we still have to be respectful of it and take care of it, but they can be sat on, which is fun, so you could use that in your backyard as a piece of art. And my husband's saying, because he's an art guy, is form and function. So the ducks are functional.
Let's talk about, you mentioned that the mayor is an art guy, and Lockport's kind of getting renowned for being an artsy community, have a lot of art going on in that. Is that something intentional that you and the mayor have done over the last several years, is kind of taken that direction, or just come kind of naturally? And in your own lives, is art a focus of in your lives?
Oh my goodness. Art is such a huge part of our lives. My husband graduated from the Art Institute of Chicago, and he is super creative, and I come from an incredibly creative family. We're not necessarily painters, but we do a lot of other things, and our own girls are becoming artists in their own right, which is super fun to watch. But it was all intentional. My husband and I, we love traveling around the United States, traveling around just our 35-mile radius here from Lockport, visit historic towns. We've gone overseas. And the one thing that we've always noticed is all the places that we like to visit are places that they have history, and they're rich with art and interesting, creative people. And in order to have a really wonderful city, one of those components is having art. So it has been intentional from the moment. I don't know if you remember, but the Illinois State Museum, when we had all those cutbacks, they were closing the satellite campuses. And Steve, with the city administration and with the city council, they fought back to keep it open because we were passionate about making sure that people had access to art. So it has been intentional.
Well, I live across the river from Lockport. Unfortunately, I say that because I love Lockport, and I get over there as often as I can. It's a beautiful downtown. The small businesses are vibrant, great restaurant scene, and incredible arts, and I can't wait to get over there and get my ducky from all 22 of these places and see all these ducks and get pictures of myself with them. Wendy Strite, she is the wife of Mayor Steve Strite in Lockport. Great job on this. Looking forward to having some great fun this summer in Lockport, and thanks so much for coming on this afternoon.
Well, you're more than welcome to come visit us. Thank you, Kevin, for your time.
Thank you so much. It's 1340 WJOL. These ducks are fantastic. Go to lockportducks.com and you can find out all the different businesses. And again, like Wendy said, just stop by one of the businesses. You can get a passport. You can get a rubber duck from each one, get it stamped, and you can definitely see some of these cool pieces of art. They're beautiful.